Eagles Entertainment.
Hi, Eagles everywhere, and welcome to the Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro here at Lincoln Financial Field on a Sunday night, a happy one here in South Philadelphia. My voice is hoarse, of course. I'm excited, as are you. Eagles 24, Saints 21. Eagles breaking a 4-game losing streak and snapping the Saints' 9-game winning streak. Oh, what a game it was. We've got so much to get to here, so much fun. Eagles doing it behind Jalen Hurts, the rookie quarterback, wowing in his debut. We will get to that in just a moment. Just from a statistical standpoint, the Eagles posting 2 players with 100-plus yards rushing. Hurts, 106 yards rushing. Miles Sanders, 115, including an 82-yarder, putting Malcolm Jenkins in the turf at Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles taking over early. Let's get to some highlights here from Merrill and Mike, and then we're going to hear from Merrill and Mike. We're going to hear from Jalen Hurts. We're going to hear from Doug Pederson. We're going to hear from Miles Sanders. We're going to hear from players from a defense that did just a terrific job shutting down a very potent New Orleans Saints offense. 5 quarterback sacks for the Eagles. 2 by Josh Sweat, 2 by Javon Hargrave, and 1 by Fletcher Cox. Whew! What a game here at Lincoln Financial Field. The scoring started on a Hurts touchdown pass to, yes, Alshon Jeffrey. Let's hear it from Merrill and Mike.
It is 4th and 2. It is. They're going empty. There's Hurts. He's back. He is floating the football. It is caught. Touchdown! Touchdown! He gets it over to Alshon Jeffrey.
That 15-yard touchdown pass capping a 65-yard, 7-play drive. Then Jake Elliott, a 44-yard field goal, made it 10-0. And then how about this one? Eagles backed up inside their own 5-yard line. Hurts runs for a first down, and then he hands off to Miles Sanders on the left side. Here's Merrill, Reese, and Mike Quick with an electrifying call.
It is 2nd down and 10. 3 receivers all to the far side of the field. This time he slips the ball off inside. It is Sanders breaking free. He's at the 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Miles Sanders!
You're not going to catch him.
82 yards. 82 yards.
Listen, he makes the first guy miss as soon as he gets by the line of scrimmage, and then there's only one guy. It's Malcolm Jenkins. He gives a stiff arm to Malcolm Jenkins, and then he just outruns the entire defense into the end zone.
How about that with 1:35 to go in the first half? With the extra point, the Eagles will go up 17-0.
So it was 17-0 at halftime. Eagles feeling pretty good there, although the Jake Elliott missed field goal was a bit worrisome. But the Saints came roaring back, right, as they always do, as you expected them to do. It was 17-14 at the end of the third quarter. Oh, no. And then the Saints were driving. And then Josh Sweat stepped up with a big sack on 4th down. Merrill and Mike, take it away again.
He takes the snap. He's rolling. He's looking. He's loading up. He's hit! And the football comes loose. And regardless, the Eagles have it. The Eagles have it. The hit by Josh Sweat.
He gets run down from the backside by Josh Sweat, who beats the end trying to hold him off. And Taysom Hill has to hold on to that football.
Eagles have it. Eagles have
to hold on to the football just a little bit too long. And he's hit from the backside. And yes, the Eagles picked up the football.
Eagles get the football at the 47-yard line of their own side of the 50-yard line. They drive 53 yards. Miles Sanders gets the call.
Hurts calling for the football. He gives it to Sanders. He's in! Touchdown! Miles Sanders, his 2nd of the game.
So the Eagles led at 24-14. The Saints narrowed it to 24-21. And then they had an onside kick, and it was confusing. It was weird. It was crazy. Let's hear what Merrill and Mike had to say as the Eagles recovered. Somehow, Jalen Mills coming up with the football on the onside kick.
He fakes and then goes in the other direction. And it rolls and it rolls and it rolls and it rolls out of bounds. Eagles ball.
No, the ball is in play.
But it didn't go 10 yards. I don't think it went 10 yards. Penalty flags thrown. I don't think it was rolled 10 yards.
I think you're right there.
It did not roll 10 yards when the Saints were down chasing it.
But here's the thing. Did anyone touch it in black? Did any one of the Eagles players touch the football? Because I think the Saints have the ball. But the key is going to be whether or not it was touched by any of the Eagles before they got possession of the ball.
They threw penalty flags. Here's the official. Listen. It's Eagles ball. It's Eagles ball.
Woo. Woo.
Oh, Eagles recovered it anyhow.
Woo.
Okay. 1:24 remaining, and the Saints down to one timeout.
How awful would that have been?
We're sweating. I can't imagine what you're doing.
All right, enough of me. Let's get to some reaction on our Instant Reaction podcast here, presented by Lincoln Financial Group. Jalen Hurts, the star of the show, doing it with poise, precision, electrifying runs, no turnovers. Eagles did not allow us quarterback sack, not a single one. Remarkable performance from Jalen Hurts, number 2, in his starting debut.
Jalen, how would you describe your first career NFL start, and what exactly were you able to do? Why were you able to get so many yards on the ground?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's a great team win. Everybody played together, believed in one another, and we put an emphasis on that this week. Playing together, playing as one, bringing energy and creating our own energy, moving with urgency, and just going out there and believing in one another. And I'm happy this group got it done today. I'm happy.
We'll go Mike Kay and then Zach Berman.
Hey, Jalen, can you take us through the touchdown throw to Alshon?
Yeah, it was a look where I believe we had cover 0, a man-to-man look, and had a free guy off the edge, and I knew I had to get the ball out fast, and just kind of wanted to keep the aggressiveness there, and took that shot to Alshon, hit him on his back shoulder, and he made a great play.
Did he say anything to you after?
Good stuff.
Zach and then Jeff Skversky.
Hey, Jalen, how did you think your legs changed the game and changed the offense?
I just think, going out there and maybe extending it sometimes always helps. I think up front we did a great job to allow some of those things to happen. And one thing when I look back on this game, a lot of money on the table for us. A lot of money on the table we left out there. So we're very excited. We're happy we got a W today against a really good team. But we're going to go back to work. We got a 24-hour rule on this thing, and we clearly understand that. So a lot to work on, a lot to build on. And I'm excited to go practice, honestly. Go back and get ready for the next game.
Jeff Skversky and then Les Bowen.
Jalen, what are your expectations for the next game? I mean, in your mind, are you the starter here for that game against the Cardinals after what you did today?
I think going into next week, I just want to continue to impact the guys around me. Just work hard every day. I always try and encourage somebody to bring somebody with them. And I just want to continue to get better at doing my job. I have a lot I can learn from this game, and as well as us as a team. So just continuing to work, keeping that hunger, and building on this thing this week.
I imagine you were nervous going into taking the field for the first time as a starter, huh?
It was a new experience for me for sure. My first NFL start out there. But I'm excited that I was able to do it with this group of guys, with this team. So we're ready to get back to work. And fix the things we need to fix.
Les and Chris Franklin.
Hey, Jalen, do you think you changed the tone of the offense today at all? And what were your interactions like with Carson Wentz on the sideline? Did he talk to you a lot? Did he talk about the defense? Did he just say, way to go? What was that like?
Yeah, he had a few tips for me. A few little things kind of pointing out here and there. Certain looks, seeing the space of the defense and stuff. So he was very helpful this week. As far as the team, the guys that just told me to be you. Go out there and be Jay Hurts. And everything else to take care of itself. And we all had each other's back. That's the beauty about all of this. We had each other's back going to battle out there against a really good football team, and we have so much. We had so much money we left on the table. So moving forward, we just want to continue to build, learn from our mistakes, and hopefully progress.
Chris Franklin and Bo Wolf.
It was your Jalen. It was your first start as a quarterback for the Eagles, and you guys went for it on 4 times on 4th down. What does it mean to have the confidence of Coach Pederson that you guys were able to go for it so many times, especially on that first drive you guys had?
That's trust in his 11 on the field. That's belief in all 11 guys on the field, and that's how we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it that way. You know, every time we touch the field, at least my mindset is to execute what's called. And I'll say it again. I've said it a lot to learn from and a lot to build on. So execution is everything. Always will be.
Bo and then Jamie.
Jalen, you said it was a new experience. What were some of the things that you didn't expect, and how did it compare to the big games you played in college?
When I say new experience, I mean first NFL start. First time. Starting in the NFL. It's a different game. But I mean, I think we're all happy here. We're all excited, and. We're all excited. More importantly, excited to get back to work. That's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to go get some work in.
Jamie and then Martin Frank.
Jalen, I'm sure you dreamt of today your entire life, your first NFL start, and you end up going out there and beating the number 1 defense in the NFL. Can you just describe how it felt?
Yeah, it felt good. It felt good. Always a great feeling to get a W. All week we talked about going out there and executing, dominating our box, and coming out of halftime, even not looking at the scoreboard. I've said it a lot. Just having a standard of play. We got this win, but is it up to our standard of play? No. So that's why I say we have so much to build on, and so much more to work for. So. So you got to continue to build, continue to learn. Every game is an opportunity to learn, and we need to use it to our advantage moving forward.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll go Martin Frank and John Clark.
Hey, Jalen.
Calling me.
Are you all right? Hey,
Coach Riley was calling me.
On the 82-yard run that Miles had, seemed like, read option type of play. Like, what made that work so well, and why do you think you guys can be like really effective with that, like, going forward after, rest of the season?
The big guys up front blocked their tail off our game. I think outside had a really impactful block on the outside. It's all 11 playing as one, all 11 doing their job and dominating their box, and doing what they're coached to do. We have confidence that if all 11 can do their job on every play, it should be a positive play. So that ended up being an explosive run and definitely a game changer.
John.
Hey, Jalen, I noticed pregame, it looked like Doug kind of had you and some of the offensive guys go to the tunnel for when the rest of the team came out. Was that kind of planned as far as emphasis on team this week?
Yes, sir. We talked about energy. We talked about urgency. We talked about a lot of enthusiasm, and being there for your brother. We control what we can control. We go out there and try to control the controllables, and go out there and play ball, have fun, and trust in one another. And that's what we did today. A lot of grit, a lot of perseverance, and we were there for one another. So. We got to continue this thing rolling.
Thanks for taking the time, Jalen.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Doug Pederson making the call to go with Hurts early in the week, and he was proud of the way the rookie responded as well as the way the team rallied around Hurts. Here is the Doug Pederson press conference post-game.
Hey, Doug, what did you think of Jalen's overall performance, and why do you think he was able to get the whole team start to finish to play better? And are you ready to commit to him for next week yet?
We went into this week, there's been a lot of stuff's been piled on this football team all season. negatively, positively, a lot of injuries. Different things have really piled up, and sometimes you look for an opportunity to just sort of jumpstart things, right? Kind of almost reset a little bit, and you do things, and obviously Jalen got the start tonight or this afternoon, and I thought overall there were some good things, and really kind of gave us a spark as a team that I was looking for, and I think we were looking for as a team. But this win today is not about one guy. This win is about this team and how resilient this team is. And we went through it again today. Injuries, and piled up a little bit in the second half, and guys stayed strong. He obviously was a part of the win, but my hat's off to a lot of guys, in this football game. Defense, I thought, played outstanding. With the two takeaways, Sweat, Hargrave. I mean, guys are battling their tails off, and offensive line against this is the number one defense in the National Football League, and they did a nice job. They did a really nice job against that front, and my hat's off to really every member of this team.
Mike and then Tim McManus.
Doug, how do you think the overall offense executed to this game plan that you guys had this week?
Well, bottom line is you try to win the game, and we were successful there, and I thought that there was some good, there was some bad, but I thought they executed the game plan pretty well. Again, with what we asked them to do.
Tim and then Jeff McLean.
Doug, we saw some principal tenets of your offense really on display, I think, tonight. There's some of the mesh concepts, the RPOs, getting your quarterback out onto the move. Can you help us explain why there was more of that in this game than maybe we have seen when Carson was under center?
Well, I mean, don't misunderstand kind of what you're seeing, and a lot of it was QB scrambles too. So they weren't necessarily designed rollouts, but it's just part of the game plan, to be able to get and really the defense too. I mean, you got to consider the defense and how they play, which can allow for your quarterback to get on the edge just a little bit and throw quickly and just kind of cut the field in half for him and keep it as simple as I possibly could in certain situations.
Jeff and then Zach Berman.
Doug, your comments about Jalen seem kind of tempered, considering the performance. Is that because you have to take into account Carson?
I have to take into consideration the entire football team. Jalen played well. Obviously, we won the game, but there's a lot of good performances out there tonight, and again, as I said, defense stepped up, offensive line, some of our young receivers, and obviously Jalen. So it's a start, and we're excited to get the win.
Zach and then Daniel Gallen.
Hey, Doug, nobody runs on the Saints like that. I think it's been 56 games that they haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher. You guys had two today. What was the difference in the running game?
I don't know. I think some of it was we had a couple more designed runs with Jalen, and then just the style of run plan that we put together. Coach Stoutland does a great job in studying the front and what these guys do, and we kept it to where we could have more probably repeat plays and just execution, with the guys up front, and guys did a nice job there, and it was fun to watch them, out there play and get this win today.
Daniel and then Nick Fiero.
Hey, Doug, Miles called Jalen a natural leader out there today. How did you feel about how he commanded the huddle and, conducted himself even when things got a little tight there at the end?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
Nick and then Ed Kratz.
Yeah, hi, Doug. Is Jalen your starter next week? And if so, what will the challenge be, now that more tape is out on him?
I'm gonna enjoy this one. I'm gonna go home and relax and be with my family tonight and enjoy this win and get ready for the week.
Ed and then Les.
Yeah, hey, Doug. That fourth down throw that Jalen made to Jeffrey, first of all, the decision to go for it there, what went into that thinking, and then what did you think of that play that he made?
That fourth down, was that the touchdown throw?
Yeah, at the 15-yard line there.
Oh, yeah. Just where we are in the field. I mean, early in the game, I believe it was 4th and 2 maybe, I think. But no, just an opportunity there. I mean, listen, you know me in situations like that, when it's favorable, I'm gonna go for it, and it was a great play by both those guys. Great catch, back shoulder throw. Alshon pull it in. Great play.
Les and then Marcus Hayes.
Doug, did Jalen show you anything you weren't expecting to see from him tonight? Anything that surprised you at all? And I also wanted to ask, while I'm on here, if any of the injuries, if you have any idea if any of these guys is really seriously injured and isn't going to be able to go forward in these final 3 weeks.
Yeah, injury-wise, I'll get an update here tonight, first thing in the morning. I'll be able to update you tomorrow. Probably a little better on that. But we definitely had some guys that got banged up in this game, and hopefully we'll get them back this week. As far as Jalen goes, really nothing that he showed today. He hasn't, shown in practice or this week in practice or the season. His ability to obviously escape the pocket and throw on the run, and some of the QB runs and things like that we've seen early in this season and for the majority of the year. But nothing really out of the ordinary from him that we didn't expect.
Thank you.
Marcus and then John McMullen.
Hey, Doug. Your rookie quarterback in his first start just beat maybe the best team and the best defense in the league. Carson struggled all year. Do you wish you had done this sooner? Do you wish you had given Jalen a start sooner? And if not, why not?
Marcus, it took, everybody in uniform to win this game, not just one guy. And I'm going to repeat myself again that it takes a village to get this stuff done. And Jalen was a part of it, yes. But it took a team effort to win, honestly. Again, I talked about the defense earlier, the plays that they made, just time and time again. And again, Jalen was a part of it, and so it's great to get this win. And these guys are excited. It's been a while since we've won a football game, and so I'm happy for those guys in the locker room, for the coaches, the hard work that everybody put into this. But we've still got 3 games left, and got a great opportunity. We got to go on the road here in the next couple of weeks and try to continue it again.
We have time for 2 more, so let's go John and then EJ Smith.
Hey, Doug. You mentioned some of the other guys, a different Jalen Mills. You lost Avante. Then Slay went down. Rodney McLeod basically at the same time. He had to move from safety to corner. His versatility and his leadership this season, what has he kind of meant to your team?
I'm sorry, we cut out a little bit. Who are you talking about?
Jalen Mills. Obviously, you lost 75% of your secondary. He had to move from safety to corner. What has his leadership meant to your team this year?
It's meant a lot. He came into the season. We moved him back to safety. He was willing to go back there and fill a big role for us there, and has done a great job. But his versatility to be able to play corner today, and he's done that a couple times throughout the season. I think just it's a credit to him and his versatility, the way he approaches the week, the way he attacks the week. But great leadership, on and off the football field, and he was another one that helped us win this game today.
We'll wrap it up here with EJ.
Doug, you guys didn't give up a sack. This was just the second time all season that that's happened. What went into that?
Great protection and the ability that Jalen has to escape the pocket. I think that was the two biggest things. We did a great job with their blitz packages. It was an extensive blitz package. Backs are involved, tight ends are involved, but I thought the offensive line, for the most part, blocked pretty well when we threw the ball down the field, or at least the drop back world, and then of course his ability to escape the pocket really helped out there.
Thanks, Coach.
Miles Sanders, a big part of the offense. Not only the 100 yards rushing, 115 to be exact, and yet another big run. He's had 3 of them this year. But how about in the passing game? 4 catches, 21 yards. Really, the Eagles needed that. They didn't get a lot of big plays from the offense, but they moved the chains, and Miles Sanders getting the touches, 18 of them, and making the most of those. 18 touches, 136 yards of total offense. That's impressive. Here's Miles Sanders after the game.
Hey, Miles, sorry about that. Jalen Hurts' first start, what'd you think of him?
He played awesome, man. The tape shows for itself. He's so confident and so, he's a natural leader. And, we just needed that. He gave us that spark starting from last week. But, man, y'all seen it all. I think we played a total of 4 quarters today, and I think we look like a complete team. Minus the penalties, we got to clean that up, but overall, I think this whole team did a hell of a job.
We'll go John and then Kristen Rogers.
Hey, Miles. Obviously, the big run, 82 yards. Kind of take us through that, and how much did Jalen's presence open up things for you throughout the afternoon?
Opened up a lot of stuff, from the first play to the last. They had to respect him and his legs, and he's been doing a great job just reading the DN and reading his keys to either pull it or take it. But that was a regular inside zone. They've been playing over the top the whole time, letting the linebackers hit certain gaps. But I think the front side linebacker hit the wrong gap, and I just took it out the front, and Zach had a hell of a block, made one guy missing. To the house I go.
Kristen and then Bo.
Hey, Miles, it seems like you guys were able to settle in a little bit more early in this game. Obviously, it helps when you guys are playing with a lead. Did you feel like there was a different energy today for this offense?
Absolutely. It's similar from last year. We're down to these last 4 games, and only thing we control is really win every game, but starting just week by week. We wanted to go 1-0 this week, and we did that against the number 1 defense in the National Football League and the number 1 team in the NFC. So, just taking it one more week at a time, getting ready for Arizona, and then just keep this thing rolling.
Bo and then Tim McManus.
Miles, when you say that Jalen is a natural leader, what do you mean by that?
Just encouraging everybody, talking to us in the huddle, constantly talking to us, just giving us confidence, same stuff that Carson does. Same stuff.
Tim and then Martin.
Hey, Miles, what did Doug Pederson have to say to you guys after this win?
He said, man, it feels good to win, huh? And it sure does. But right now, we really got to stay locked in. We can't get too excited. Like I said, we're just trying to be 1-0 each week. And starting with Arizona, we just got to get ready for them.
Martin and then Paul Domowitch.
Hey, Miles, did you kind of get a sense, right off the bat, that you guys would be able to run on these guys? Was that kind of like the game plan coming in, especially with Jalen at quarterback?
Well, our game plan was pretty dynamic and simple because Jalen was in there, first start as a rookie quarterback. But, like I said, it's tough to stop when you got a quarterback that can run efficiently. Like I think he had over 100 yards probably, and we're betting to see who would get 100 yards. But it's hard to stop that when you got a room full of running backs that can run the ball and a quarterback that can run the ball efficiently too.
Damo and then Ed Benkin.
And Miles, you guys mixed 11 and 12 personnel today, but I think both of your touchdowns came with 11 personnel. Getting them into their nickel help you guys as far as being able to run the ball.
Absolutely. We know they like to really bring a lot of blitz zeros and solve blitzes when we're in the red zone too. So, or a critical situation on third down. So we just capitalized on it.
Ed and then Jamie.
Hi, Miles. Could you just get the sense of the threat of what Jalen could do as far as being able to run, really kind of keeping them off balance a little bit, not only having to respect his running ability, but maybe free things up for you a little bit doing that?
Yeah, like I said, absolutely. It's hard to stop a read option or whatever it is, play fake, whatever it is, when you got a guy like Jalen that can extend the play with his legs and, if there's nothing there, even take off and get a first down. So that's pretty hard to stop, and just got to keep this thing rolling. I'm excited. I'm excited.
We have time for one more, so we'll end it here with Jamie.
Hey, Miles, what was it like with Carson out there not commanding the huddle? We saw him, on the field cheering you guys on. What was his demeanor like today?
It was good. It was good, positive, nothing negative, as I would expect that from him. But, I still got his back, man. I'm talking to him. He's talking to us, giving us feedback as if he was playing. So he's not tuned out the game or not. He's still locked in, giving us pointers and stuff like that. So everything's cool.
Thanks, Miles.
All right. Yeah, big W.
Let's not forget about the Eagles defense, please. Again, Josh Sweat, huge game, 2 sacks. He's got 6 on the season, and he met the media following the win.
Hey, Josh. Doug had said that, he thinks that the team itself got a bit of a spark from Jalen Hurts getting the start. Not that it was just him, but did you feel like there was that spark? And then if you don't mind also taking us through your strip sack.
Yeah, I feed off of everybody. So if offense making a good play or defense making a good play, that's where the energy comes from. It's not just one player; it's pretty much everybody. But yeah, obviously it gave me a big spark and made me want to play a lot harder.
We'll go Martin and then John McMullen.
Hey, Josh, can you just kind of, the defense in general, you lost 3 guys in the defensive backfield. I think Derek Barnett went out for a little bit and Malik Jackson left. Just kind of how you were able to hold it together on defense. The Saints obviously, got back into the game and everything, yet you guys were able to hold them off. How'd you do it?
Pretty much we just have a next man up mentality. That's how it's always been around here. So, if anybody goes down, we already know next person up. We the way we roll groups anyways on the D line is like we can all get production, and that's pretty much it. Same next man up mentality.
We'll go John and then Rob Motti.
Hey, Josh. Jim you guys have been pretty good statistically throughout the year, but haven't been a ton of turnovers, and Jim has kind of been stressing that a little bit recently. Did you see an opportunity with a quarterback like Taysom that maybe tries to extend the play and hold on to the ball a little bit longer? Do you think you guys could get to him at a certain point?
Yeah, some of the plays, we noticed he was holding the ball, and we figured, it was going to be a lot of boot and stuff like that, so we would have opportunities. And I'll be honest, I might not make it, but something in me just made me keep running. And he held on to the ball, and pretty much I saw opportunity to strip the ball out. Thought I was going to get the recovery, but good thing my boy was there. But yeah.
Rob and then Dave Zangaro.
Obviously played your best all-around game of the season, start to finish, whole 4 quarters. When you as a defensive player and other guys on the defense see Carson Wentz can get benched, is there any conversation among yourselves like, hey, we could be next, like we all have to step up our play?
I don't know how to answer that. No, we don't really think about getting, we just go out there and try to play our best ball. Me personally, I don't think about, getting benched or, I'm just going to end it right there. I'm not sure. I don't think about that stuff. I'm pretty sure no one else does either.
We'll go Dave Zangaro and then David Murphy.
Hey, Josh, in a game like that where pretty much the whole secondary gets injured, as a defensive line, do you kind of put it on yourselves to get a little more pressure and kind of take over the game a little bit more?
We put it on ourselves anyways. Before every game, throughout the week, we always say to ourselves, we're going to be the engine, and everybody's going to feed off of us, and it never changes. We always come into the game knowing if we do well, we'll always have a shot in any game, no matter what. So that's the approach we take.
David Murphy and then Ed Kratz.
Hey, Josh, where were you on the onside kick? And do you have any idea what went on there at the bottom of the pile?
I was inside getting my shoulder checked out. I was not out there.
Did you talk to anybody about what went on during that play? Have you heard?
I didn't know. All I saw was that they gave us the ball, and that's all I cared about. I wasn't even out there. I haven't spoken to anybody about it either.
And then what do you think when all the injuries are mounting up during the game? Is that something you're cognizant of? It just seems like every 5 minutes there's a guy going off, yourself included. When you're out there playing, is that something you're even conscious of?
Nah, not really. I'm not. When I play, you just got to play fast. You can't be thinking about injury and stuff like that. You might see guys going down, and like I said, next man up. We got it done. I guess that's all that matters. But no, I don't think about, I'm going to be the next guy down. But
We have time for one more, so we'll wrap it up here with Ed.
Hey, Josh, how is the shoulder, number one? And number two, you had 2 sacks tonight. One of them, you really bull rushed Teron Armstead there. Is that the kind of strength move that you had to kind of develop over your last couple of years, or could you have done that in 2018, that kind of bull rush?
It wasn't really a big part of my game. I'm pretty sure I could have done it before, but that was just one of those reps. So I was like, I got to change it up. I've been speeding the edge so much, but yeah, I needed to do something, and I'm pretty sure it's something that could have been a part of my game. Who knows? I might throw it in there.
How's the shoulder?
Everything's good. Yeah, I shouldn't miss any time.
Thanks for taking the time, Josh.
No problem. You have a good one.
Duke Riley's interception helped the Eagles get 3 points on the board. We don't hear a whole lot from the Eagles linebacker, but let's hear from him after the Eagles' 24-21 victory against New Orleans.
Hey, Duke, when a team wins after losing a few games in a row, there's probably an assumption that you guys did something different during the week to prepare for the game to make the outcome different. Did you guys do that? Was there something different this week, or was it, same as it had ever been in practice?
Nah, I don't think we did anything different than we usually do. I think we come to practice to work every day, whether it's, defense, offense, special teams. Our thing is to win every day. And we're fortunate enough to come out with a win against a really good team. And I'm just thankful for it, man. Our guys fought hard, all phases, defense, special teams, and offense. We all made some big key plays. We left a lot of plays out there, I think, too. We could have done a lot better. So that's where, practice comes in, and just keep grinding and keep continue to grow as a team.
Les and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Duke, tell us about your pick. And also, it just seemed like guys kept going down the whole game on defense, especially the second half. How disconcerting was that? How hard was it to, pull everything together and make the stops you needed to make?
Sorry to cut you off. Honestly, man, I give all credit to Jim Schwartz on that, on my interception. He called a great call. He put me in the right position to be in that spot for the play. So as soon as I caught the ball, I ran the sideline, I gave it to him. And he put in at practice, he always talks about, next man up, everyone has to be ready. He puts everyone in position. He does a really good job of keeping the young guys ready. That's why some of the guys came in and made some plays. So like I said, I give all the credit to Jim. I think he's doing a really good job with defense. And like I said, that interception was the call that he picked, So and Jay Mills had good pressure on the quarterback, so I give my shout out to Mills, and everybody's just doing their job, and it just happens like that sometimes. I was just fortunate enough that it was me.
Thank you,
Jeff, and then Ed Kratz.
Al, you can skip me.
Go ahead, Ed, and then Mike K.
Yeah, hey, Duke. That ball, I think, was deflected, was it not? The interception, did that get hit by somebody, one of your teammates?
Yeah, that's when I think when Jay Mills was pressuring him, I think he I don't know how it happened. I just know I was in the right spot at the right time, and I just looked up and I saw a tip ball, and I just called it. I wish I would have scored, though, to be honest with you. I got to be a better athlete.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to follow up too. I mean, you guys had the lead at halftime, first time I think since week 4 that you had a halftime lead. How does that, what does that do to the mentality of the team in the locker room and coming out to start the second half when you have a lead?
I mean, it's good. Either way, lead, no lead, we gonna come out the same way regardless. I think this team, we came out and they scored 2 touchdowns. That's something that we can't allow on as a defense either. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be better with that. We always critical ourselves. We won the game. At the end of the day, that's the main thing. The main goal is to win. But we don't want to give up 2 touchdowns coming out of halftime like that as a defense. We have to make those corrections, and we will.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll go Mike K and then Bob Grotz.
Duke, you're an emotional leader and a captain of this team. What was the reaction like on the sideline when you came back after that interception, and how did your teammates react, and what did that mean to you?
Everyone was excited for me, especially, I'm from New Orleans. That happened against New Orleans, and honestly, I felt it before the game. I talked about it with my family. I felt like it was going to happen just because I was just, I don't know, it's just sometimes you just feel like you're going to make a play. I always feel like I'm going to make a play, but, sometimes luck's just on your side. But they were all excited. My team, I love everybody on the team. Everybody on the team loves me. That's the thing. The more energy we can create like that, the more explosive plays, the more turnovers we can get for the offense, the more for this team, it just brings everybody together, that's the main thing. So it was just really good for me to do that at the right time, and it was something that the team needed.
We'll take one more here with Bob.
Hey, Duke, that onside kick at the end of the game, how did Jalen get that ball? You were right there. How did that happen?
It's funny, thank God Jalen was right there. So in my head, I'm just looking for the ball. I'm like, I see a lot of people, but the ball didn't go 10 yards, so we didn't have to touch it. But I think one of our guys tried to touch it, and then one of their guys kicked it. So I just saw it and I dove on it. And when I dove, I just reached out with my arms and I pulled it closer to me, and Jalen landed on top of my arms. So it's kind of like we both had it, and I was just telling him the whole time, just we ain't letting go. I don't even care if we stay here to 12 o'clock at night. We're not letting this ball go. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to come up with the win, and we did.
Thanks, Duke.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Okay, now some analysis here. Merrill and Mike, post-game, I got them on the telephone, and they had a lot to talk about.
Mike, quick, give me some takeaways from this game. Obviously, a great win for the Eagles, and Jalen Hurts impresses everybody. What do you think?
Well, I was just impressed with the entire game, the game plan actually going into this game, and the way that they were able to pretty much impose their will early in the football game to let the Saints know what type of game it was going to be.
Merrill, how about you?
I thought it was a phenomenal performance by a rookie who looked totally poised, absolutely, totally in control, not one bit shaky until he fumbled the football at the very end to bring in a little bit of drama. But it was a marvelous start, and I just found out it was the first time a rookie quarterback in his first start ever won a game, an opening game against a team with 9 straight wins. You know who the other one was?
Ron Jaworski.
Ron Jaworski. How about that? Back in 1975.
Wow. Well, do you remember that game, Merrill?
No, he wasn't an Eagle.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Hey guys, let's talk. What specifically did you see from Jalen and an offense that had not gotten quarterbacks out of the pocket, that had not sustained drives? No sacks today for the first time all year. I mean, there were things today that happened that had not happened in the previous 12 games. Mike, how do you explain that?
I just think it's the athleticism of Jalen. I thought the offensive line played really well. My concern going into this game, Dave, quite honestly, was the pressure that I thought the Saints could create coming off the edges. But Jordan Mailata, Jack Driscoll, they did a phenomenal job of giving him time and allowing him to operate the offense. And again, I go back to the game plan. I thought there was a solid game plan. I thought they did a lot of things that really catered to the skills of their quarterback, and that makes all the difference to me.
Mike, these are things that are in the game plan already. Why have we not seen a lot of that this year? And I'm talking about getting Carson out of the pocket and some read options and things like that.
A different quarterback with different skill set. He obviously can run those plays a lot better than Carson because of the skill set. He's quicker. He makes quicker decisions. And he just operates the offense. You know, he doesn't waste a lot of time on reads. Sometimes that will hurt him, but he moves through the progression. He gets the football out, and he makes quick and smart decisions.
Merrill, we also saw Miles Sanders get involved in a big way. Another long run for him. Talk about him as a running back and what you see from him and how important it was for him today, not to be only involved in the run game, but he also got involved in the passing game.
Well, he did. And here's the difference. And I don't want to be bashing Carson Wentz because he was a terrific quarterback when the Eagles drafted him. And in 2017, he would have been the MVP of the league. But if you look at the swing passes, the screens out to Miles Sanders, where Miles Sanders was given drops, they were mostly down around his ankles. Yeah, they could have been caught. Miles Sanders caught balls that were thrown between his 2 and his 6, and he caught balls where he was absolutely in stride. The passing of Jalen Hurts, the movement of Jalen Hurts, made in the offensive line, it made everybody around him better. And you can talk about the fact that it's coaching, it's the offensive line, it's the defense, but this is a quarterback-driven league. And the best quarterbacks make everybody around them better. And that's what this rookie did in his very first start.
Merrill, I'd like you to put yourself in the role of the fans. How did you feel at halftime at 17-0?
Believe it or not, I didn't feel good. I felt very pleased with what I saw from Jalen Hurts and some of the other things. I got that sinking feeling when Jake Elliott missed a field goal attempt that was shorter than an extra point, a 23-yard field goal attempt. They said, those are the 3 points that will probably kill this team. Fortunately, they didn't, but I was far from confident.
Mike, and then third quarter, as we expect, the Saints come back and make it a game at 17-14. Fourth quarter, Josh Sweat makes the big play on fourth down, strip sack, Eagles come back and score a touchdown. Talk about how important that sequence was, because honestly for me, all year the Eagles, when they have lost momentum, they have not gotten it back. And in this instance, they got it back and won the game.
Well, Dave, today was different. I think, you know, the defense have had, in my eyes, a lot of really good games where they were worn out by the fourth quarter because they had to spend so much time on the field. I thought today this team played complementary football. I think the defense really complemented the offense throughout the game. And even when the Saints started to move the ball and they started to score points, the defense, as you mentioned, they still came back. They got the momentum back. They still got after the quarterback. They created the turnover that they needed at the right time. And it makes all the difference that, you know, Josh Sweat running down Taysom Hill and getting that fumble just when they needed a big play. That was huge. And I think it's the complementing one another from the offensive side to the defensive side of the ball.
And Mike, it's also with a secondary that didn't have Avonte Maddox, Rodney McLeod, and Darius Slay. Jim was relying on that. Yeah, Jim was relying on that four-man pass rush, and they delivered. And on the back end, they hung in there.
So on the back end, all they did was they tried to play zone and keep people in front of them. But you could see at spots they were getting away with big plays. So you really had to rely on that front to break down the protection, to really create havoc, and they were able to do that.
All right, so here's the big question, guys. What does this change? Is this season still alive, Merrill?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes. It's going to be tough because the Washington team now has 6 wins. So the Eagles have 4. So they trail them with 3 games to go. They trail them by 2 games. And one other thing, the fact is that the Washington team is the final game for the Eagles this season. Now, I don't know right now what Washington has left other than the Eagles, but I do know the Eagles have a tough game next week in Arizona. But I don't think Arizona is as good as New Orleans. So I think the Eagles have a shot there, and I certainly think they have a shot against the Cowboys in Dallas, and then it could all come down to the last game. Is it likely? No, it's not likely. Is it a long shot? Yes, it's a long shot, but it is not out of the question.
And then, Mike, the question for you is, go ahead, Mike.
No, Dave, I hope that that's the way it goes because I just like the excitement of getting down to the last game and you've got 2 teams fighting for a spot for the playoffs. Hopefully that's what it gets to in that final game against the Washington football team.
Mike, is this offense with Jalen Hurts sustainable? We know that now that there's film on the Eagles, everybody's going to try to take away the run that he has in his mobility. So there's going to be a counter move from the Eagles. How do the Eagles make this even better offense, a sustainable offense?
Well, there's some things you can control and some things you can stop, and then there's certain things that you cannot. You know, a guy who's physically talented, gifted enough to outrun your defenders on the edge, there may be some things you can do to defend that, but by and large, he's going to get plays like that. He's going to get plays when he's able to scramble and create when the pocket breaks down, and there's not a lot of things you can do to stop that. That's why there's so many teams now that have these dual threat quarterbacks, these quarterbacks who can run the football, who are threats to run the ball as well as pass the ball. And I think we saw a perfect example with Jalen Hurts doing both, his ability to run the football in crucial spots in the game, as well as throwing the football.
You know, I just want to point something out. There were quite a few people who said the Eagles were doing Jalen Hurts a disservice by starting him against the number 1 defense in the National Football League. Not only did he prove them wrong, he proved that he is indeed ready to be a starter. And he seemed unfazed by the entire thing. I think this offense can be better than it was in this game. I'm glad they played the number 1 defense. I'm glad they didn't play an also-ran team so that people could say, well, let's see how he does against a good defense. He did this against a below 500 team. No, he did it against the statistically number 1 defense in the National Football League, and with the exception of the 1 fumble at the end, he took control of this game.
Mike, did you feel it today that the Eagles were just more energetic? I don't know the word, more spark?
Yes, absolutely. Not just, for me, building up to this game, not just the team, but the whole city.
Yeah, it just feels good to win. Hey, guys, thank you so much, and we'll hear from you next week. Eagles against the Cardinals. Okay, so it is a wrap here at Lincoln Financial Field. The Eagles beating the Saints. Now, Eagles 4-8-1. Yeah, still alive with a game in Arizona next week. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. I want to thank Peter Kelly, Tyler Lewis, Ray Doyle for their work. Thank all of you for hanging in there this season. Wasn't it fun today to win a big game? Eagles over the Saints, a team that had won 9 straight games. Next week, it's the Eagles in Arizona. We're going to be with you throughout the week here as we update an Eagles defense, an Eagles offense, a lot of injuries. Darius Slay going out with a head injury, Rodney McLeod with a knee injury, Avonte Maddox with a knee injury. So lots to update here in the week ahead of us. But right now, just feel good. It's been a long season. We treasure every victory. I want to thank you all for joining me on the Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro with you. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. Have yourselves a great Eagles day. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!